Alright guys, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make a steak and the proper way to make potatoes. Okay, this is a meal that I predominantly eat every single day, and I want to show you guys just how easy and simple it is to eat healthy. Okay, if you guys hear some Christmas music at the back, okay, that's some of my family members. They're putting up some Christmas lights and stuff like that because it is almost Christmas and they're getting to the festive season. But in any case, so all that you'll need for this meal: a beautiful looking steak, okay, real butter, beautiful looking knife, wooden cutting board, cast iron pan to make your steak on, and then your herbs of choice, and then obviously potatoes, okay, and sweet potatoes, depending on if you want to balance or whatever. And then I also throw olive oil over the potatoes, but I'll show you guys in a bit. So the herbs that I always use is rosemary, with Himalayan pink salt, good quality salt for those electrolytes and minerals. With the rosemary, garlic flakes, and I also got like a black pepper. So yeah, that's all I basically use. I don't use any sauce. I want to really taste the steak. Okay, so let's get those potatoes chopped up. We need to get them in the oven. So let's first put the oven on. Okay. Let's see, 200 degrees. Let's put that on for 50 minutes. We need to wait for this bad boy to get hot. But yeah, let's start cutting the potatoes, okay? Nothing fancy. You can do your own type of shape or whatever you like. I like doing it in small dices. It is quite difficult to cut it like that. So yeah, I am by no means a master chef, but I do my best. And I'll show you guys as soon as I've finished cutting the potatoes. I feel like I should show you guys just how I do it. Okay, well, let me just finish up on this one. I'm actually so hungry. So yeah, if you cut the potatoes in a certain way, the idea is because you don't want it to burn, all right? So you want to make sure that it's in the same or like size. So what I like to do is I cut it in 3. So it's 1, 2, and then I'll take 2 of the slices, and then I'll cut it in 3 again. So it's 1, whoopsie, 1. As you can see, no master chef, okay. And then I'll just cut it into 3 again. Boom, boom, and essentially you're left with some diced potatoes, okay. I think it's very important to be able to can make food, okay. I'm just a normal guy that decided to really prioritize his health, okay. And unfortunately, you know, we can't really go out in just like at normal restaurants and just go and eat and expect it to be healthy, because we don't really know what's in the food, okay. So by making your food yourself, you are isolating the variables, because now I can control what ingredients I use. I know exactly where it comes from. It takes a bit more effort, and obviously, like, if you don't really I guess enjoy making food, it might not be as romantic, you know, as going out on a date or whatever. But I think you can really start to enjoy this like I do. You know, I obviously didn't enjoy making food. It seemed like a waste of time for me. Now it's almost a very like a therapeutical experience. I don't know if that's a word, but you know, it's almost like therapy to me. And you know, especially like, okay, my girlfriend is busy working right now, but usually she helps me, and she usually does this potato part, okay? I don't like this. I like making the steak. But yeah, it can be fun if you, you know, do it with your significant other or whatever. And it's gonna be much more healthy, for sure. So I recently made a module in the community, okay, where I was talking about, you know, today's medicine, or just the medical industry in of itself, okay, is very disease orientated, meaning, you know, we go to the doctor, we tell the doctor we are sick, and then he essentially just prescribes us some pills, okay, to fix and treat the disease, which is like, you know, there's value in that, obviously, but I do think that we are leaving a lot of not benefit, but you know, we are not diagnosing or at least treating the cause of those effects. And so everyone is getting pills and going to the doctor, and they are putting them on Panadu or antibiotics or whatever. And they are not really treating the cause of it. Okay, they're just treating the effects or the symptoms. Okay, and this can lead to a cycle of dependence. And I really think there is value in pharmaceutical drugs, but I think it should be seen as a stepping stone to then take back control of your life by focusing on the cause, so that you can then, remove the effects from it or the symptoms. Okay, because if we're just popping pills the whole time to help with the symptoms, but the cause is still there. Let's say you are getting sick because of your lifestyle or your diet, which is probably going to be the case for most people. Okay, you need to tap into the cause. Try and fix that. Pills is great if you use it as a stepping stone. So yeah, that's just how I see it, and I think there's a lot of value in that, because it's not just the doctors and the medical professionals, that are in charge of your health. Okay, in fact, I would argue that only you, can get back your health or gain back your health. And so you have to take back control of your inputs and focus and make sure that those are curated in a manner that is healthy and promotes health and is aligned with your ideal self, which is probably healthy. Okay, I mean, who does not want to be healthy and in shape? So yeah, doing stuff like this is aligned with that. All right, so the potatoes are finished. Okay, so it's a nice big bowl. So all that I'm going to be doing right now is I will be putting some olive oil in here. Let's get a nice big, what do you say, like a woof? Probably not a woof, like, I don't even know. Just a nice big pour of that over there. And then get the spices going, okay? Get the black pepper in here. Spices is where it's at, okay? If you don't like eating potatoes and stuff like that, well, then you're just not spicing it right. I'll make sure to get a lot of salt on here as well. Salt is amazing for you, so healthy if you're getting the right type of salt, okay? You don't want, just table salt, sodium chloride. Are you crazy, bro? You want the full mineral stack. You want all the that's why Himalayan pink salt is so good, or just like Celtic sea salt and stuff like that. It's because it has all the electrolytes and minerals in. Whereas table salt is just, I think it's sodium chloride, which is just one type, and you don't want that. You want all of them. You don't want to be in an unbalanced amount of minerals in your body. You don't want to unbalance. You want to be balanced in all of them. All right, so now we got this on here. Now what I'm going to be doing is, I need to put this on in that. Hey, watch out for the heat. Okay. Okay. Once again, as you can see, I'm no master chef. Okay, so you guys can relate much more with me. But I promise you, if I can do this, bro, like you can for sure do this. Let me maybe change this to just get the light a bit better. Boom. I think that looks better. Okay. So, take all of your beautiful potatoes and, oh, wait, first of all, olive oil this bad boy up. We don't want the potatoes to stick onto the thing. Okay. Make sure you get that going on there. Now I'm against, microplastics just as much as any other health guru, okay, but, I'm calling this I don't know, coconut fiber or whatever, like I need to use it. I don't have a natural one, okay, so I'm placeboing it to be natural. Boom, boom, boom. All right, let's go. Pop this bad boy in here. Okay, we got a lot. Boom, boom, boom. Gonna make sure that, all the potatoes have a spot, a little breathing room to be able to get absolutely cooked. Aina, yes, see? Always crucial to have a lappy with you. Okay, I think that's why the chefs always walk with this thing over their shoulder. Okay, so we're putting in those potatoes for about 50 minutes, and obviously can't be making my steak now. Steak is gonna take me 10 minutes, so let me start with the, with the dessert. So let me just go and get the the ingredients, and then I'll show you guys what we're going to be making. Okay, so all you will need for this dessert is some berries, okay? Blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, whatever you're really into, some Greek yogurt, and then if you want to, coconut flakes and chia seeds, okay? I haven't done it with these yet, so I just want to add them, see how it is. I like to, if you look at these type of recipes and stuff like that, if you look at, for example, the berries and just what is the foundation of the food, you can always just work around that, you know, and add different things. What are you into, oats or whatever? And then we're going to use these molds to then put the berries and the yogurt in. We're going to freeze it, and there's going to be like these little dessert cubes. So yeah, the entire idea behind all these meals, you know, and all these desserts and stuff like that is you want to make sure the food is single ingredient foods. You know, if you can isolate that variable, you know, with the foods that you're using is all single ingredient foods, you are gonna be so much better off than risking it with processed foods, you know, or highly processed foods. Is all processed foods bad for you? Of course not, but you don't know what's in the foods, okay? You don't know if they're putting in crazy type of preservatives or seed oil, stuff like that, and you know, we don't know what those effects are on us, you know, long term. So essentially, I just like to stay and only eat things, you know, that our ancestors would have eat, you know, and essentially just live in accordance with nature. I don't want to eat anything that my grandparents would not call food, you know. So obviously, single ingredient food, strawberries, blueberries, you know, that's good. Obviously, yogurt is minimally processed, but I know all the ingredients looking at the back, you know, I can read it. Chia seeds and coconut flakes, I know these ingredients. This looks like a lot, so I'm probably not going to be using this one as well. And now, we want to sort of crush this, okay? So we just sort of made a bit of a smoothie puree type of business here. What I'm going to do is, so I'm going to add all of this back into the bowl, I think. Let's do this. Then we're going to add some of this. Well, I need a spoon. All right, then I'm going to add some of the yogurt in here. Boom, boom, boom. How much? I would probably say about 200 grams is what the recipe says. I'm just going to eye it, sort of, you know. Yeah, that's about 200. Okay, so we're just going to mix this. So I'm not 100% sure if I want to add these bad boys here in the mix already or if I want to do it afterwards. So I think, let me see. Let's throw it in now. Let's throw it in now. I think that's going to be good. Get a nice big amount of chia seeds in there. What is up? You want to come say hi? I'm struggling here. My girlfriend. All right, let's get some coconut nibs in here. Yeah, that looks good. That looks really good. Okay. And let's mix that. Look how nice that looks. Wow. I can't really show you because then it's going to fall over. Just mix this. Okay. And now, let's start putting it in here. Okay, so I put that entire thing in the fridge, or not in the fridge, in the freezer. We're probably going to wait for about 4 hours for that to get frozen and stick together. Let's start with my steak, okay? I can't wait anymore. I'm too hungry. So, first and foremost, let's get this cast iron pan going. Okay, I like to get the pan nice and hot before I actually start with the steak. Okay, so this is what we got to work with today. A beautiful looking rump steak. Let's move the wooden cutting board out of the way. Okay, so the biggest part of this entire process is seasoning this bad boy. Okay, so like I previously mentioned, we're going to use the exact same stuff we put on our potatoes. We're going to throw a lot of salt on here. When I mean a lot, you can be generous with the salt, okay? Especially if you got good quality salt, like this bad boy. Yeah, you can be generous with it. So next, let's put some rosemary. Doesn't really matter what order. Don't put too much of the rosemary. In fact, that is too much. Then some garlic. Put that on there, and then don't forget the pepper. Look how beautiful this looks. Doesn't that look amazing? Let me get some light on this thing. Oof. Hello, Master Chef South Africa. Okay, now that our steak is nicely seasoned, we want to get some butter in the pan because we need to get this bad boy on here. So be generous with the butter. Don't be scared of butter. This is going to 100% bring out the flavor of the steak. And then let's add our bad boy on here. Gently does it. Beautiful. Tap that down. And then yeah, move it around a bit. And then what I like to do is 3 minutes, 3 minutes, and then I'll go 30 seconds, 30 seconds, and then we let it rest. Okay, so halfway through, I just added some extra butter, and yeah, it's looking very, very good. I want to show you guys something that my sister made. This is something that I want to add into the cookbooks and stuff like that. Obviously, I'm not an expert at this stuff yet, but I'm really, really loving the process of making this food, and yeah, enjoying the process of getting healthy. So this is some dates, okay, some dark chocolate, and some healthy peanut butter, just ingredient, just peanuts, you know. So this is amazing, and this is 80 calories for any of you who actually count calories. Good. So good, and salt on here. That could be a good pre-workout snack. Okay, so this video is by no means perfect. I'm definitely jumping around between a couple of things here, but let me know if you guys enjoy this type of style. Yeah, I'm basically working through all, you know, the potential meals that I want to add into the cookbook for the community, the School of Athens, link down in the description. Very excited for that, so give me a bit of a test run. Obviously I've made steak and potatoes before, but the dessert is something new. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. All right, so let us see how I did. All right. So this is how I enjoy my steak. I like eating it medium rare. Yeah, this is nice. Wow. Okay, so if I can make food, then anyone can do it, guys. So this is a quick tutorial as to how I make potatoes and steak and my dessert. And yeah, thanks very much.